Through my years of being an entrepreneur, I'll admit I've made my fair share of mistakes. And I believe as an entrepreneur, I have an obligation to share my mistakes with others to help them avoid these mistakes altogether, or at least be able to better manage them with greater insight and perspective. This will be a 4-part series, each video covering a handful of mistakes I've made over the years. But before we get into it, go ahead and click subscribe and turn on notifications to get more content like this in your inbox. Now, here are the mistakes I want to help you avoid as an entrepreneur. Avoid not having contracts. The fact that discussing contracts comes with this negative connotation really pisses me off. It is quite literally a way to get on the same page. You cannot avoid getting things in writing. Having well-written and thorough contracts and SOWs establishes a foundation of expectations, it generates discussion around any confusion there may be, it lays out the details in writing, and it sets the stage for the partnership you're about to embark on. The only negative thing about a contract is that people walk on eggshells around them, when in reality, they are a complete necessity to any business. So train your mind to see them as a positive opportunity. And obviously, if anything goes awry, you have a binding document that helps you take the emotion out of settling a dispute, and that's important. Avoid hiring too soon. Hiring your first employee is exciting, at least it was for me, but looking back, I realized that I hired far too early. Be careful of hiring an employee before you exhaust other solutions like finding a subcontractor or another business that offers the service you need, or even hiring part-time first if you're at that point. I could have very easily hired a contractor to fill the role of my first full-time employee, but I wanted to scale, I wanted to expand, and I wanted the position to be in-house. But the time and energy spent on top of the operational responsibilities that come with an employee can slow down your growth. And hiring contractors first gives you the ability to learn your management and leadership style, vet potential hires, and build more relationships outside of your business. Avoid being afraid to fail. Let's be real, if you're not willing to accept that failure is a part of success as an entrepreneur, then you're not ready to be an entrepreneur. Success is not permanent, neither is failure. The courage to keep going is what defines an entrepreneur. You fall and get back up, you keep moving forward, you put passion behind your belief and never give up. And as cliche as it all sounds, what's really being said is that you cannot be afraid to fail. In the words of Paulo Coelho, there is only one thing that makes a dream impossible to achieve: the fear of failure. So get out of your way, jump into your fear, and start doing. Avoid spending a disproportionate amount of time posting on social versus generating sales. In today's time, it's easy to fall into the endless void of social media marketing and attempt to drive sales to your business. But if you're spending too much time focused on your social media campaigns, are you becoming a social media marketer or a solidified business owner? Generating sales is not synonymous with social media marketing. I've caught myself too far down this rabbit hole a few times, spending an enormous amount of time and effort creating original content, defining and redefining the social media strategy, running targeted ads after hours of research and discussion, and essentially feeling like social media marketing was my business. So much effort spent on social media often left me with little energy to actually work on my business and build genuine in-person relationships. It's important to manage the time and energy you spend marketing on social media and to analyze the results through a realistic lens. Likes and comments don't equal customers, and followers do not equal direct sales. Avoid undervaluing your product or service. To be honest, I'm fairly certain every entrepreneur experiences this struggle. What should my price be? I don't want to price too high and scare customers away. Should I offer it for free? Maybe that will lead to exposure. Maybe they're like what I do so much that I can convince them to pay me next time. Look, 9 times out of 10, that's not how it works out. Even if you are very upfront about your long-term objective after working for free, it's a steep mountain to climb. And though it's well-intended, convincing a customer that the same value you provided for free or cheap is now magically worth substantially more is nearly impossible to pull off without creating friction within the relationship. To be frank, even doing so is a lot easier said than done. I made this mistake time and time again until I finally realized that if I were to do free work or offer my product for free, I had to do it without expectations. I had to be perfectly fine with it going nowhere. And if I offer any discount, I set the cost at a price that I am okay with accepting for future work and make sure that the discount is visible on all my invoices. This way, as my demand increases, I had the leverage to approach this particular client and essentially say, if you'd like to keep working with me, this discount will expire on X day and the cost moving forward will be Y. Of course, leave the door open for transparent conversations because as with any business, there is always more than one solution. Hey, if you enjoyed part 1 of this series, do me a favor and comment yes to let me know you took some value out of this. And while you're in the comments, feel free to jump into the conversation and share one mistake you tell a new entrepreneur to avoid. And please show your support by smashing that thumbs up and hitting subscribe. And remember, you get what you give, so give good.